Just for the record, Orange County Choppers is not going out of business. We've been here for a long time, and we expect to stay here for a long time.
A few moments later.
Now the place is completely deserted. Stones are broken in the inlaid mosaic. And if we look inside, it's completely deserted.
There are few jobs with a worse reputation than lawyers, but when justice needs to be served and nits need to be picked, who else can you call? The law can get messy, and it got very messy when Paul Teutul Sr. of American Chopper fame filed for Chapter 13 bankruptcy. American Chopper turned average Joes into biker bros. So what happened? We're going to dig deep into why American Chopper sputtered into financial ruin. But before we hit the road, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and stick around for the usual question in the comments. Now, on with the show.
I'll bash your friggin' skull and stop.
Give me the...
Here, you wanna play?
No, I don't wanna play.
We've done some other videos on American Chopper, so this will be brief. American Chopper was a reality TV show that aired on Discovery Channel from 2002 to 2010. As you might expect, it covered the dramatic, creative atmosphere of the Orange County Choppers Shop, an actual, family-owned custom motorcycle shop in Orange County, New York. This show did not need a script to have a boatload of drama. Most of the tension on the show came from Paul Teutul Sr. and Jr.
You didn't want us to do anything on the bike.
No, this was supposed to be a 3-day fab.
Hey, wait a minute, so we're trying...
Every time I come out here, Vinny's doing a job and you're holding his hand.
Occasionally, Paul Sr.'s other son, Mikey, would also contribute.
You had every job opportunity offered you in this place and you didn't follow through with one of them. Not one. You've had every single job. You're the only guy that has a contract to come in at 9 o'clock in the morning. How do you figure that? It's pretty obvious. You haven't followed through with anything in your life.
No, you just let the people who are in charge here with me and Paulie constantly.
But we all remember the two Pauls the most. Paul Jr. was fired from the shop in 2008 and eventually started his own chopper shop, Paul Jr. Designs, a year later. Again, no script needed. Father and son just did not get along. We already covered the Pauls, but here are a few other fan favorites. Mike did not go the path of a custom motorcycle designer. Often the peacemaker between the Pauls, he opened an art gallery. He has also expanded into gourmet pasta sauces. Keep that in mind for later. Vincent Vinny DiMartino worked hard on the bikes while the Pauls were fighting. Fans loved his creativity and dedicated work ethic. He left the show in 2008 and has gone on to form his own vehicle repair shop. He now prefers cars to bikes. Check out DiMartino Motorsports to see what he's doing now. Rick Petco, one of the main blacksmiths, tried to remain loyal to both Pauls, even after they split up. For a brief, shining moment in 2012, both Paul Sr. and Paul Jr. attended his wedding.
I'm not kissing you. That's okay. Thank you just very much for coming.
While he stayed on the OCC payroll for a decent amount of time, he eventually moved to the Pocono Mountain Harley-Davidson complex in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Addicted to his work, he makes knives for his small business, RPD & Co., in his spare time. Finally, Cody Connolly started working at OCC as an intern when he was 14 years old. He followed Vinny off the show and into that shop. But there's a twist. Unlike most of the people who left, Connolly was a little more vindictive. A lawsuit in 2009 declared that Connolly only got paid for around a third of the episodes he was in. After adding everything up, he sought $250,000 in damages. He must have had enough of bike shop life. As of this writing, he works in utilities. Meanwhile, Paul Jr. knows he can't count on his dad for money and runs his own very successful motorcycle customization shop. But after seeing all the drama on screen and all the financial trouble off screen, can you blame him for wanting to go his own way? He has had Blizzard Entertainment as a client and enjoys spreading his creative wings. As a side note, after looking into these cast members, Paul Sr. was definitely the problem. Most people left the show between 2007 and 2008, around the time the conflict between Paul Sr. and Paul Jr. would reach its peak. Vinny cited both off-screen conflict and lack of advancement as reasons for leaving. Paul Jr.'s workplace is much friendlier. Although the other members of the shop played their parts, the show's power came from it being a family-owned business, with all the joys and pitfalls therein. Sometimes, family matters overshadowed the spectacular bikes, but whether you were in it for the art or the heart, American Chopper left its mark on the automotive and pop culture scenes. The original American Chopper lasted over 6 seasons from 2002 to 2010. As you may have guessed, a lot of new people had to fill the voids left by old team members. Following a fallout between Paul Teutul Sr. and Paul Teutul Jr., the Sr. vs. Jr. spin-off aired from 2011 to 2012. Another short-lived spin-off, Orange County Choppers, aired on CMT from 2013 to 2014. But after one season, Orange County Choppers vanished from the airwaves too. But Paul Teutul Sr. was determined to keep his business alive and sought funding towards that end. American Chopper got rebooted with a new crew in 2018. Remember that year. The reboot had 2 seasons and 1 standalone special, The Last Ride, which aired in 2020. American Chopper has not been revived since. This show caused shockwaves throughout the motorcycle and automotive industries. More people attended motorcycle shows than ever before. It wouldn't be an understatement to say that American Chopper got a whole new slew of people into motorcycles as a hobby. So, what happened? What made Orange County Choppers declare bankruptcy in 2018, despite the show's success? This will sound weird, but we're also going to cover what bankruptcy means for the business, the customers, and the show. When most people hear bankruptcy, they assume whoever is filing is done for, but that's not the case. The core of bankruptcy is that a business or individual has debts that they cannot repay, and thus must liquidate their assets or find another form of repayment. The type Teutul filed for, Chapter 13, specifically covers mortgage payments. Remember that pin in 2018? You can take that out now. A lot happened surrounding the 2018 reboot of American Chopper. The most important thing to know is that Paul Teutul Sr. misused the money he was given for the reboot. He acquired the funds for the new season from someone named Thomas Derbyshire. Derbyshire claimed that Teutul Sr. used the funds for personal things, such as fishing trips. He also refused to hold up other parts of the deal, such as filming the president of the Hells Angels, and made brand deals with a dog food company and a car lift company on the side. Although Derbyshire's claims could not be proven, the case moved forward. Once lawyers were alerted to Paul Teutul Sr., they found a goldmine of suspicious finances. Along with the Derbyshire deal, Teutul Sr. owed various government parties thousands of dollars. The Orange County Choppers Cafe also owed approximately $22,300 in state taxes. The Maine's Paper and Food Service, $38,000, and the town of Crawford also wanted money, $51,000. There's a lot wrong here. And because this is bankruptcy, Paul Sr. had to find things to pay off those debts. One of his declared assets was a house in Montgomery, New York, worth around $1.8 million. This luxurious house was under foreclosure from M&G Bank. The house was sold in 2019. Basically, we're looking at a lot of debt and tax evasion. And it only gets worse from there for Paul Teutul Sr. There was another lawsuit in 2018 involving failure to promote JTM Motorsports on the show a day after he had declared bankruptcy. He owed over $258,000 to a photographer for unlicensed use of his image in 2020. By the way, the lawsuit in 2020 also involved Mikey Teutul. Unfortunately, Mikey was never as stable as Paul Jr., financially or otherwise. Not only did he have a hand in the photography issue, but he also had problems with alcohol. He should be okay, but if Paul Sr. continues to be a problem, he's probably better off striking out on his own. Better to be a pasta chef than a starving artist. Despite these financial issues, Paul Sr., now 70 years old, still wants to keep his business alive. He sold the old HQ for $2.3 million. The shop has since reopened in a new location in Pinellas Park, Florida, where you can buy a custom bike today. The brand has taken a lot of damage, but its custom bikes are still roaming the streets. Instead of making content like some other former Discovery stars, OCC's site has been retooled around the brand. It's so different that Wikipedia has called it a lifestyle brand, with a lot of motorcycling advice on its blog. Warner Discovery will probably let us know if American Chopper ever comes back. Here are a few other motorcycle-centric shows that'll rev you up if you missed this Discovery classic. Nitro Circus, Biker Build-Off, The Motorbike Show, Long Way Round, The Hairy Bikers. There aren't as many biker shows as there are car shows, so sorry for the slim pickings. Give them a look and let us know if you want us to do a deep dive into any of them. We mostly do cars and trucks but are always looking for new ideas. There will never be a motorcycle show like American Chopper. Thanks to numerous lawsuits, it probably isn't coming back. We all know lawyers have a bad reputation unless they're on your side. Then, you want the best lawyer you can afford. But there are plenty of jobs that people hate out there. What job do you think has the worst reputation? Do you think they deserve it? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss the next video out of our garage.